In this video, we're going to do a wet mask with powders. So we're adding in a full tablespoon of turmeric powder, and we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of raw honey. You can either use the golden honey or you can use neem honey, which I just used. Neem, N-E-M-E, and that's neem honey from the neem plant. So you put both of them together and you mix them well. Add a little bit more neem honey, and this is raw. Both of them are raw. You can use either one, the golden or neem, with the turmeric. Mix it all together, and it already looks glorious and glowing and dewy. Oh yeah. By far, this is one of my favorites that I use. And I just added in a little bit more than 2 teaspoons because I like the way it glides. The honey glides. It's not too sticky, but the turmeric activates it. If you use neem by itself, it's very sticky. But as soon as you put turmeric to it, the turmeric fights through it and kind of tries to clean the honey. And so it glides on super thin, like it's not even honey at all. And that's the power of turmeric. It actually activates as soon as you add it to something else that's supposed to be sticky. So it's very, very, very saturating, hydrating, antiseptic, antifungal, antimicrobial, all those good healing powers. That's why I use this mask more than anything. And it fights acne like no other. Uneven skin tone, hyperpigmentation, lightener and a brightener. So sometimes you don't always need a chemical peel. You can actually just use this mixed together, leave it on the face for about 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 15 to 20. It's just a little bit harder to take off if you leave it for 15 to 20, but it's a glorious mask. I like using it. Look at that. And we already went through all the benefits before, because remember, the additives in the clays we're going to be using with the wet mask. The wet mask just means it is already wet. You really don't have to mix too much. It goes on as a liquid state. It's not in a powder form or anything until you mix it. But it's usually you're adding something wet to it without water. So we use a hot towel. I prefer a hot towel because it is honey. If you use sponges, it just takes a little bit of time to take off. And as I said before, use dark towels. Use purple, blue, dark blue, black, brown, something super dark. You can even use gray, but use dark gray. See how it stains the towels? So yes, make sure you do not use white towels unless you actually have an abundance of white towels and you don't mind cleaning them. And that is your raw honey, which is the neem honey that I used, or you can use regular honey that is golden, the golden bear, the sticky bear honey. You can use any honey that you want, just make sure it's raw, in the raw form, nothing sugary, nothing crazy, just beneficial for the skin. Look at her dewy, glowing, youthful skin. Look at, oh, I love this mask. And it's easy to take off. Despite what honey, you know, everybody thinks it's super sticky. No, it's not. Not when it's mixed with turmeric. And this is for a client who has oily or has a lot of acne. Or you could use this on any skin type as well, but this is tailored to somebody who has a lot of acne, to somebody who has a lot of oil production in their skin, oily skin. So again, you can use it on other skin types, but this is basically for someone who's suffering from a specific skin condition, such as acne and oil production. Our next wet mask is going to be coffee grounds. So you put in 2 teaspoons or 2 tablespoons of coffee grounds. I just basically used a teaspoon and a tablespoon of coffee grounds. You don't need too much because you're going to see why in a minute. Because if you use 2 teaspoons, it goes everywhere. Now we're adding in aloe vera gel. So it's not powder, it's not aloe vera juice, this is aloe vera gel. It's in a gelatinous state like jelly, and it comes out thick. So those are the differences. You just mix all of the ingredients together. And you add it to the face. Once it's all mixed well, and it smells wonderful. Give it to your client right underneath the nose. Oh, it'll wake them right up. But they'll still be asleep. But it's really, really great smell. And this mask is for the Jaguar, aka mature skin. It keeps the skin nice and firm. It exfoliates at the same time. Coffee is a good one. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I do love the smell. I am when I'm dead tired though. I need coffee. I need it.
It helps me after I've had too many drinks. But it doesn't keep me awake.
You know, a lot of people say that, yeah. My mom's the same way. She can drink 1 or 2 cups. She's like, I go right to bed. I'm like, really? She's like, yeah, it works the opposite with me. But I mean, it's soothing. She's like, no, I like it because, you know, something hot and warm, but it doesn't keep me like bouncing around the walls like most people. Like me, I can take maybe a few sips. Yeah, I bounce off the wall. Yeah, I don't know how to handle it. Like, that's why I don't drink it because it gets me too hyper. That's a good exfoliator. You can take a coffee bath. Coffee baths are good. People rarely know about it, but I'm like, yeah, put that coffee in there and scrub yourself first. Don't drench it because then it's not obviously diluting the water. Or I guess it's better to take like a coffee shower so you can scrub it real good.
I use it on my face sometimes, like old coffee grinds, but never on my body per se.
Yeah, scrub. It's good stuff, but you need like a medium, like I just put the aloe vera so it can keep sticky. Yeah, or honey. Yeah, there you go. So you just do it by, because some people think you can just put it on by yourself. Yeah, you could, but it's just gonna be right off real quick.
Sticky. This feels great. I like the aloe that you use with this.
Aloe vera's good stuff. Nature's moisturizer. I made that up. I don't even know.
No, it's true.
Now, taking it off can be a handful. That's why you only need to use a little bit of the coffee grounds. As I stated before, it's kind of rough getting off. So just get it off the best you can. And the next mask we're going to use activated charcoal. Just a little bit, a teaspoon, or you could use a tablespoon if you want to, but I only use the tea, just a very little bit. And this time we're using aloe vera juice. Aloe vera juice is in the liquid state. It's not in a gelatinous state. It drips out. You know, it's kind of not hard to contain, but it flows out differently. So aloe vera juice, add that in with the activated charcoal, mix well together. And it doesn't take long to mix. You just add in a little bit more because I only added in a few drops. And basically you're adding in a tablespoon. Don't add a teaspoon because that's what I just did, but now I added in a full tablespoon. And now it's ready to apply to the skin. And this mask is used to unclog pores. So we all have those problem areas on the nose and forehead and chin, sometimes cheek area. And we need to actually unclog those pores so those pores can actually close naturally. They're being held open from oxidation, free radicals. You know, we have sebum and sweat that's built up in those pores. Acne sometimes can get in between and mess up your pores as well. Blackheads, whiteheads, all types of stuff. So we want to detoxify and get rid of toxins or anything that's inside of the pore. Apply it to the face, nice and easy. And then after you apply it, you're going to take it off with your hot towel or sponges, whichever you prefer. But it glides on nice and smooth, it hardens, and your face feels like it's a brand new face once it's released. It's like, wow, okay, we can breathe now. That's the activated charcoal and the power of the aloe vera juice. Our next mask, we're going to use regular or raw honey in the golden form of it. All the other honeys were kind of dark. This was the golden bear or the golden honey. It's just a basic honey, raw honey that you find in the store. And we're just going to squeeze basically a full tablespoon of honey, maybe a tablespoon and a half. Oh, yeah. See, I'm being fancy with it. Let me stop. And then we added in our plain yogurt. Yogurt definitely has a lot of acidic factors in it, but it's a good acidic factor to where it breaks down skin cells. Basically a physical, yeah, basically like a physical scrub instead of a sugar scrub or salt scrub. It scrubs the face down because it breaks open those dead skin cells and sloughs it off for you without all the hard granules of sugar or salt. So this you would use for like a glowing skin type of client who just wants to come in and they want to have their skin glowing. And so remember that lactic acid that's inside of that yogurt breaks down those first couple skin layers and gives you that nice super pop and like, oh Lord, who was that? Yes, that glow. Apply it to the skin and let it eat at the skin for about 10-15 minutes. You'll be good to go. Fresh face. This is really good for people who already have minimal problems on their face. And I do mean minimal, but you can still use it on all skin types. But it's best for people who already had just one or few bumps, few uneven skin tone. And yes, you're going to see a huge difference. So once you apply it to the face, you'll take it off with your sponges and your towel, and you'll get ready for the next mask. This next mask is going to be for a deep clean. So we're getting our bentonite clay prepared and our rose water. That's what I just showed you. There's the only two ingredients we're going to use. So we're going to go ahead and clean my spoon from the last additives that we had. We don't want anything mixing. I'm going to get a teaspoon of bentonite clay. We're now going to add in about a tablespoon, maybe 2 tablespoons of rose water. I'm going to squeeze it on in there. Now see right there, I've only added in maybe a tablespoon, and it might not be enough. So first, remember, less is best. We can try it, test it first, see if we added in enough. But as you can see, it's coagulating, it's too thick. So we need to add in some more. So like I said, add in maybe 2 tablespoons. Now we're cooking. Now we're moving. Mix everything well. And once it's all mixed well, all the clumps are out of it. Because remember, these clays, some of them are super thick, saturating. They really soak up waters and oils, and they do their job. And so see how it's really, really thick? I could probably stand to add a little bit more water, but I think I'm good. And remember, this is a deep clean. This is somebody who, yeah, you do have acne, you do have oily skin, you do have problematic skin to where it's like, oh, I need to get rid of these pores and blackheads and whiteheads. This is really, really great. Now, instead of rose water, you could also use unpasteurized apple cider vinegar, because that's an astringent, super astringent. That will close pores, that will fight acne, but the smell of it, for some clients, aren't going to want that type of smell. But it really does help, and it's a fighter. It's almost better. Well, in my opinion, it is better than the rose water. Rose water is gentle, it's mild for all skin types, but unpasteurized alcohol or apple cider vinegar, oh man, you will feel the apple cider penetrating through the skin and the mask doing its super job. So you can do either one. So we're going to take the mask off with towels and sponges, and we're going to go on to the next mask.
I like that last one. I liked the last one.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it felt really good. It felt really soft and cool and hydrating.
Oh, yeah, that was the bentonite clay and rose water.
I think I can smell some of those. I love it. Rose water too.
Yeah, we're starting to get to the simpler, not simple, but you know what I mean? Like they're something that everybody can benefit from. The ones that we were just doing earlier, like problem childs, you know, super acne, uneven skin tone, rosacea, all the hardening conditions. We want to get those hard ones out of the way first. And so these ones, they're getting easier. They only have like 2 ingredients basically. That's all your skin needs. Some people always think you need something super powerful, or I need 5 different treatments in my bathroom. Lord,